Let's give everybody an opportunity to come in for today's class. We're going to be using Mind Tools. The app has been taken off the Android marketplace unless you have an older device. But what you could do is you could go on the website and just click on Explore, and it's going to let you access most of the classes. Okay. So for today, we're going to go business skills. I'm going to probably have to change this format. Let me think this through because I have to give you guys. Or actually, you know what? We're not going to play music because they're going to take it off anyway. So give me one quick second. Let me turn on the rest of the rig. One quick second. We're going to do a live reaction to the Valuetainment video. It's titled Warning AI Revolution is Here, and this is what they're not telling you. Patric Bet David, on behalf of Valuetainment, 1 hour, 25 minutes, 16 seconds. Let's see what it's about. Um, Before we get started on the reaction, fair use copyright. Please do not strike this video down. This is for educational purposes only. This channel is not monetized at all whatsoever. We're having constant issues with the YouTube platform. We are seriously considering building a better platform than YouTube. This is nonsense. Very unprofessional. Creators just want to create, you know what I'm saying? And all these avenues are so controlled. But on the blockchain and Web3, we don't have those problems. Okay, let's go with, let's program everything first because we have to be professional, right? Okay. Make sure all of this is adjusted. Okay. Now, of course, the commercials. Gotta click out of here, restart it. The settings, I want it to sound like an old radio. That's my favorite setting for this. Okay, I already taught you guys how to put it on radio. So now that that's perfectly aligned, now we're gonna put this on Pro Tools so we can adjust. Okay, let's have a quick test. Okay, right. Let's go right there. That's flow state right there. Perfect. So we're gonna have to remove that. But let's continue with today's lesson. Okay, one quick second. Okay, good there. Okay, so let's go business skills. Then I have control here. Perfect. All right, so let's start with business skills. We're going to start with business operations and process management. Give me one quick second. I'm developing my own soda, so I've been testing like the prototypes, and I've been making slushies to test which ones I like the best. Give me one quick second. Mhm. As soon as it comes out, I will make the reveal. Okay. Okay. See if we can adjust this a little bit. All right. That's even better. All right. Perfect. So here we go. Without further ado, business operations and process management. Discover more about the key organizational functions that help a business to run smoothly and the processes and procedures that underpin a culture of safety, productivity, and continuous improvement. Give me one quick second. There's one thing I forgot to send you guys the link. Hold up. Um, Give me one quick second. I know I forgot something, but that's why you got to keep glucose levels under control. Very important. Okay. Okay. We're gonna answer questions at the end, but I guess you have to watch the live stream. Let me see if I can post this here. Really quickly, we're gonna answer questions at the end. Just write them down, put them here in a text format, and then when we finish the live stream at the end, I'll answer your questions in real time. I send you guys the link to the live stream. El en vivo está arriba de esta notificación. Make sure they got it. Answer questions at the end. Just write them down, put them here in a text format, and then when we finish the live stream at the end, I'll answer your questions in real time. I send you guys the link to the live stream. El en vivo está arriba de esta notificación. All right. All right. So boom, that's done. So now, let's continue because now everybody has the link and we can actually show both. But let's do so. Like we said in the intro, the app is no longer in the Android marketplace on the Google Play Store. It may still be on the iTunes Store, but I'm not sure. Now, what you could do is just go to mindtools.com and then click on the orange bar. It says Explore, and it's going to take you to the different, all the different classes and modules, and you can pick up, wherever we left off. Easy. Okay. This is doctorate level education, 100% free. This is so that you guys know that you could be an artist and still be an entrepreneur because I also teach basically the legacy of my career in the music business, over 30 years in my career. All right, so let's rock and roll. Business operations and process management. Also, open up an additional tab and go to the best of Mozart. The name of the channel is called Haladon Music, and he has 4.37 million subscribers. And this video was released, let me tell you, January 8th. It has 1.5 million likes. So you guys are going to really enjoy it. When you set the volume, remember to put the setting at 144p so it can sound like an old radio. And then when you graduate the volume, go and leave maybe 25%. So only go 75% volume on the actual page, and then try to stay below 75% on your main terminal or your main digital platform, computer, tablet, whatever you guys use. All right. So give me one quick second. I told you guys that I'm testing a new prototype to one of my sodas. How many rappers you know got their own soda? Mm. These are the prototypes. They're pretty good, but they definitely need work. I need to work on them. They taste way too much like Dominican Republic. I gotta adjust it because some of my fans like those flavors, but I gotta make flavors for like the whole world. All right. Business operation. I'm sorry, business operations and process management. Discover more about the key organizational functions that help a business to run smoothly and the processes and procedures that underpin a culture of safety, productivity, and continuous improvement. Explore business operations and process management topics. So, this is giving us information, it's giving us different modules like manufacturing and operations, internal communications. Okay, let's go internal communication. It says 21 modules, 21 resources, and these are some of them. You guys can select for your finals. You guys can select which ones you like the best. How to communicate organizational uncertainty, intranet guidelines, tune your communication, organizational communication overview, measuring the success of communication. That's a good one. Let's click on that one. It's a how-to guide, but it'll still count to the extracurricular or your finals, however you guys want to use it. Um, you'll get extra credit regardless. Okay, so let's go. See, this is why I like the app because the website is really, really big and you could get lost. Hold up. Business operations, skills, 21 resources, filter, business process re-engineering article. This needs a lot of work. This website is like bare bones. Okay, okay. So this is going to give you an example, okay? Business process re-engineering. So I'm going to give you guys the answers, but it'll still be on the test. So you guys figure out why I gave you the answer and then write down the formula of how you figured it out. All right. Business process re-engineering. Using radical change to improve organizational performance. Written by the Mind Tools content team. Stan runs a soft drinks company. His revenues and his profits have been steadily dropping over the past year. He studies his biggest cost and decides to buy some new cutting edge manufacturing equipment and downsize his staff. But a year later, Stan's profit margin is in an even worse shape. So he starts looking for other cost saving opportunities. The problem is that although Stan has implemented more efficient processes, it's still achieving the same things. This means his solution is only addressing one side of the issue. He should have been looking into whether what he's doing is actually necessary or being done in the right way. For instance, perhaps he could have looked at different bottle designs, invested in a new product, or looked at improving his supply chains. If he'd done this instead of just focusing on the manufacturing process, he would have discovered better ways to meet his customers' needs, and he would have saved money. This is known as business process reengineering, a radical rethink of business processes to achieve dramatic improvements. In this article, we'll introduce the key concepts involved in BPR, as well as the pros and cons involved in using it. Business process reengineering definition. Business process reengineering was first developed by Michael Hammer, a former MIT professor in the 1990s. He argued that a radical redesign of business processes was needed to keep up with the fast paced changes in markets and technology occurring that decade. Hammer defined BPR as the fundamental rethinking and radical redesign of business process to achieve dramatic improvements in critical contemporary measures of performance, such as cost, quality, service, and speed. BPR focuses on how key business elements are connected and how they work with or against one another, depending on the structure of relationships. For the best results, the company structure, people, technology, strategy, and other resources have to work together to meet organizational goals. You can learn more about the relationships between various organizational structures with models like McKinsey's 7S framework, Leavitt's Diamond, and the Burke-Litwin change model. Other management experts of the time, such as Peter Drucker and Tom Peters, supported similar business transformation as a way to achieve enormous improvements across a variety of performance measures. Big consulting firms quickly began to sell this new management strategy to their clients. By the mid 1990s, corporate managers everywhere were talking about BPR. Its customer focus was very appealing. Many companies' profits were suffering from increased global competition, and soon many people automatically connected BPR to efficiencies gained through downsizing because many businesses were looking for ways to use their resources more effectively. Note, Thomas Davenport of Ernst and Young published a similar paper in the Sloan Management Review in the same year as Hammer. Number two, and in 1993, Davenport wrote Process Innovation, Reengineering Work Through Information Technology, Continuous Improvement versus Business Process Reengineering. Apply this to each one of your lifestyle luxury brands, your franchise. For example, my career is a franchise, it's its own brand. It far surpassed what I could have ever done as an artist. Now it's just the music, the catalog, and just being able to give the best to the fans and enjoying my grandchildren now. Shout out to Nolani, November 25th, 2024. The key difference between business process reengineering and other business improvement strategies like total quality management and just in time is this BPR, process innovation. One of my personal goals is to move my entire family to Monaco before this year is out. And I'm defying the entire universe by uh, challenging it in that way. BPR is not just about slow and steady improvement. It's about radical, dramatic changes to the framework and culture of a business rather than improving what's already there. BPR starts from the beginning and builds an entirely new process. Here are some key ways that continuous improvement differs from BPR. Factor, continuous improvement model versus BPR innovation model. Degree of change, incremental, small steps versus radical and extreme. Starting point, existing processes versus clean slate starting from new. Frequency of change, continuous, may be one time versus one time only. Participation from the bottom up versus from the top down. Typical scope, narrow within functions versus broad across functional. As you can see, BPR is radical in every way, and it often results in massive changes within many organizations. Often, technological change instigates a desire for BPR because it offers significantly different and more efficient ways of doing things. Note, a business process is a set of logical linked activities that, number one, can cross many functional areas. Number two, have a clear beginning and end. Number three, end in the desired result for an internal or external customer. We use the word client, we don't like the word customer. Business processes can be things like manufacturing, customer service, order fulfillment, or developed a new product, or developing a new product. Business process reengineering example. One of the most famous examples of BPR in action was Ford Motor Company's restructure of its accounts payable department. Keen to cut down on its overhead costs, Ford began to look at ways of making the organization more cost efficient. It found that its accounts payable department had increased significantly over the years, at one point employing 500 people. When it compared the department's headcount to that of the other competitors, the results were shocking. Mazda, a smaller competitor, had an accounts payable department that only consisted of 5 people. When Ford looked closer, it found that by implementing similar accounts technology to that used by Mazda, it could reduce its accounts payable department to 100 workers. The new accounts technology effectively canceled out the need for multiple departments to sign off on invoices and submit them manually, all of which had created bottlenecks and delays. So Ford decided to introduce new computer software and databases to store and transfer its accounts information automatically. By automating this process, Ford was able to cut down on the time it took to process payments and downsize its accounts department to a more manageable size. Business process reengineering steps. The steps for complete business process reengineering are too detailed for this article. Also, BPR's exact method is significantly influenced by the specific organization and process that's being examined. However, some key common elements of any BPR plan include: number one, defining the project limits and scope. Number two, determining the vision for the redesign. Number three, creating a plan or model for the redesign. Number four, completing a cost benefit analysis. Number five, developing a detailed plan for implementation. Number six, establishing performance measures for evaluation. Because of the radical nature of BPR, it's vital that organizations think hard about whether it's the right direction for them before implementing any plans. Here are a few questions to ask yourself before embarking on BPR. Number two, is your top management team personally involved and committed to completing the project? The cost of stopping the process in the middle are high, so make sure you know what you're starting. Are you prepared to lose staff who simply cannot handle the change? The pitfalls of BPR. Reengineering is still discussed today, but not as often as it once was. This is because the extreme nature of BPR initiatives can lead to many problems, and BPR has had negative results: massive layoffs, difficulty for staff adjusting to radical changes to corporate culture, and only mediocre success. Many BPR projects have failed to produce the results expected because of unrealistic expectations, inadequate resources, loss of management commitment because they took too long, and resistance to change. Softer, gentler approaches are now more popular. Instead of dramatic changes to processes, you're more likely to see gradual innovation through continuous improvement strategies. Many executives have avoided the BPR approach for fear of causing disruption and disorder in a company. This is unfortunate because BPR provides a great opportunity to take strong and definitive action to turn a company around, and its fundamental message is strong. Don't just look for ways to do the same things better, because you may continue to do the wrong thing. Consider focusing instead on doing different and better things too. So, this is my complete approach to music and my NFTs. This is why it's not just being first. I'm different. I'm just doing something. I went turbo on them. You know what I mean? I just went to the future and they didn't realize that I'm from the future. So I came back and I'm like, yo, what's going on? Y'all taking too long. So these are the key points. Business process reengineering refers to the implementation of radical changes to business processes with the aim of creating efficiencies and improving the business as a whole. The approach became particularly popular during the 1990s when many organizations were struggling to stay competitive following rapid changes in technology alongside the impact of globalization. Some companies have benefited significantly from BPR and have used it to introduce forward thinking competitive processes. However, BPR has also come under significant criticism, particularly in recent years, because it doesn't always consider the unique nature of organizational culture or the resistance and resentment that such massive change can cause. The strategies are still used today. However, planning and implementation tend to be more gradual and less radical than the original idea. So I like to add a little bit to the way that we ended that module, right? Now, you guys just got a 6 hour class in 25 minutes or less, right? With my relatives, right? My loved ones, right? My family members, my peers, my colleagues. Everybody every day is like, they want an interview. Like, yo, we're negotiating. What's going on? Did we get? Listen, things take time, man. This shit takes time. You know what I'm saying? Look what it says. It said, however, planning and implementation tend to be more gradual and less radical than the original idea. So the original idea is radical because I'm introducing a new technology. I'm the number one artist, right? Now, these negotiations are gradual, it's by steps. This is a all new technology. We need to negotiate some parameters just to start because I know it's just like a hyper supercar. You know what I'm saying? Like once you hit the gas, it's gonna go and it's gonna go really, really fast. And then what do? You know, a lot of people think that they can handle the power on a supercar. But let me tell you, baby, I have about as much space in my McLaren Speedtail as I do right now. This is all the space I get. I have to operate this vehicle at 280 plus miles an hour in this small space. And you know that that's a car that's unmodified, right? That's not um, including modifications. Modifications are going to double, triple the horsepower. So theoretically, the car should do what, 600 miles an hour, right? We're limited by tires. So we have to find a good medium. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has their speed. Right now, everybody's fighting to go a little bit over 300. I'm not interested in that. I'm not from that generation. I'm from the generation little over 200. And that's it. Like you have to respect technology. The people that were engineering the 959 knew they could go faster than that. The F40, they knew they could go faster. The Diablo, they knew they could go faster. The XJ220, the EB110 GT, um, even the McLaren F1, it kind of looked a little tacky trying to go that fast, but it's cool. We still had classics, cars like the Ferrari F50. Let me tell you, man, V12 naturally aspirated. Hard to beat that car, man. You know, even the F40 V8 twin turbo, man. Imagine if you put four turbos, six turbos on that fucking F50. It's gonna be crazy. You could fit six turbos on that car, B. And just imagine the power. Just imagine how that shit's gonna fucking sound, B. That's why I will only drive that shit modified in Japan, because them niggas out there know about cars. They don't only know how to build cars, they know how to collect cars. And they respect cars out there, B. When somebody builds a car out there, they're building it for them. They don't give a fuck what you think. That shit is for them. They probably work mad fucking hard every fucking day, and that's all they could do is just build some fucking fire ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy that shit. But just wanted to break a few things down. You know what I'm saying? So my family doesn't always understand the process. My family thinks the shit is a popcorn economy. Shit just happens like that. It don't work like that. That's not real business. All right. So we did that module, right? Now let's move on to our second module. Everybody go to Wikipedia and we're gonna do engineering, but we're gonna pick up where we left off. And 1 quick second, let this thing load. Okay. Definition, ancient era. Yeah, let's go ancient era. Let's go with the pyramids, ancient era, construction. Okay. All right. So from Wikipedia, Egyptian pyramids. The Egyptian pyramids are ancient masonry structures located in Egypt. Sources cite at least 118 identified Egyptian pyramids. Approximately 80 pyramids were built within the Kingdom of Kush, now located in the modern country of Sudan. Of those located in modern Egypt, most were built as tombs for the country's pharaohs and their consorts during the Old and Middle Kingdom periods. Now, I don't believe that, but let's go with things like the name, which is the most important thing. Okay. The name for a pyramid in Egyptian is Myr, written with the symbol O24 in the garden sign list. That's a wrong uh, translation as well. Okay. Myr is preceded by three other signs used as phonetics. The meaning of Myr is unclear, as it only self references the built object itself. By comparison, some similar architectural terms become compound words, such as the word for temple, perka, becoming a compound of the words for house and soul. It has been speculated Myr belongs to a class of words like dejet and ankh, which refer to objects already in existence when the Egyptian language split off from Afro Asiatic. Typical translation of Myr is given as high place. By graphical analysis, Myr uses the same sign O24 as Benben. The Benben is the mount of existence that arose out of the abyss known as Nun in the Egyptian creation myth. The relationship between Myr and Benben is further linked by the capstone architectural element of pyramids and obelisk, which was named Ben Benet, the feminine from of Benben. Sign 024 related items. Hieroglyph sign 024 Egyptian Myr English pyramid. 024 Benben primeval mound. 024 Benben pyramidon. 024 AAA pyramid tomb. Nope, that's incorrect. All them shits is wrong. All right, hold on. Let me get out of here. This is trash. Okay. Let's go modern era. No, we did modern era. Um, branches, system. Okay, let's go electrical engineering. It's electronic engineering. That's why people get this wrong. All right, let me explain it. We're gonna go. We'll do history after. Okay. Okay. Electronic engineering is a subdiscipline of electrical engineering that emerged in the early 20th century and is distinguished by the additional use of active components such as semiconductor devices to amplify and control electric current flow. Previously, electrical engineering only used passive devices such as mechanical switches, resistors, inductors, or capacitors. It covers fields such as analog electronics, digital electronics, consumer electronics, embedded systems, and power electronics. It is also involved in many related fields, for example, solid state physics, radio engineering, telecommunications, control systems, signal processing, systems engineering, computer engineering, instrumentation engineering, electric power control, photonics, and robotics. The Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEEE, is one of the most important professional bodies for electronics engineers in the United States. Graduate. The equivalent body in the UK is the Institution of Engineering and Technology, IET. Graduate. The International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC. Graduate. Publishes electrical standards, including those for electronics engineering. Graduated. PhD, in fact. Okay, so now let's go into the history. History of electronic engineering. This article details the history of electronics engineering. Chambers' 20th Century Dictionary, 1972, defines electronics as the science and technology of the conduction of electricity in a vacuum, a gas, or a semiconductor, and devices based therein. Electronics engineering as a profession sprang from technological improvements in the telegraph industry during the late 19th century and in the radio and telephone industries during the early 20th century. People gravitated to radio, attracted by the technical fascination it inspired, first in receiving and then in transmitting. Many who went into broadcasting in the 1920s had become amateurs in the period before World War I. The modern discipline of electronics engineering was to a large extent born out of telephone, radio, and television equipment development and the large amount of electronic systems development during World War II of radar, sonar, communication systems, and advanced munitions and weapons systems. In the interwar years, the subject was known as radio engineering. The word electronics began to be used in the 1940s. In the late 1950s, the term electronics engineering started to emerge. Electronic laboratories, Bell Labs, for instance, created and subsidized by large corporations in the industries of radio, television, and telephone equipment, began churning out a series of electronic advances. The electronics industry was revolutionized by the inventions of the first transistor in 1948, the integrated circuit chip in 1959, and the silicon MOSFET metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor in 1959. In the United Kingdom, the subject of electronics engineering became distinct from electrical engineering as a university degree subject around 1960. Before this time, students of electronics and related subjects like radio and telecommunications had to enroll in the electrical engineering department of the university, as no university had departments of electronics. Electrical engineering was the nearest subject with which electronics engineering could be aligned, although the similarities in subjects covered, except mathematics and electromagnetism, lasted only for the first year of 3-year courses. Electronics engineering, even before it acquired the name, facilitated the development of many technologies, including wireless telegraphy, radio, television, radar, computers, and microprocessors. Wireless telegraphy and radio. The early history of radio is the history of technology that produces and uses radio instruments that use radio waves. Within the timeline of radio, many people contributed theory and inventions in what became radio. Radio development began as wireless telegraphy. Later, radio history increasingly involves matters of broadcasting. Discovery, the invention of radio. The invention of radio communication was preceded by many decades of establishing theoretical underpinnings, discovery and experimental investigation of radio waves, and engineering and technical developments related to their transmission and detection. These developments allowed Guglielmo Marconi to turn radio waves into a wireless communication system. The idea that the wires needed for electrical telegraph could be eliminated, creating a wireless telegraph, had been around for a while before the establishment of radio based communication. Inventors attempted to build systems based on electric conduction, electromagnetic induction, or on other theoretical ideas. Several inventors experimenters came across the phenomenon of radio waves before its existence was proven. It was written off as electromagnetic induction at the time. The discovery of electromagnetic waves, including radio waves, by Heinrich Rudolf Hertz in the 1980s came after theoretical development on the connection between electricity and magnetism that started in the early 1800s. This work culminated in a theory of electromagnetic radiation developments developed by James Clerk Maxwell by 1873, which Hertz demonstrated experimentally. Hertz considered electromagnetic waves to be of little practical value. Other experimenters, such as Oliver Lodge and Jagadish Chandra Bose, explored the physical properties of electromagnetic waves, and they developed electric devices and methods to improve the transmission and detection of electromagnetic waves. But they did not apparently see the value in developing a communication system based on electromagnetic waves. In the mid 1890s, building on techniques physicists were using to study electromagnetic waves, Guglielmo Marconi developed the first apparatus for long distance radio communication. On the 23rd of December 1900, the Canadian born American inventor Reginald A. Frazenden became the first person to send audio wireless telephony by means of electromagnetic waves, successfully transmitting over a distance of about a mile, 1.6 kilometers. And 6 years later, on Christmas Eve, 1906, he became the first person to make a public wireless broadcast. By 1910, these various wireless systems had come to be called radio. Now, notice again why my mentors always taught me that it takes, you know, about 6 years to generate $1 million to make a successful business. Notice how they started in the 1900s. They didn't become practical broadcasting major until 1906. So the question for all of you is, are we in the 1900 or are we in 1906? That's going to be on your exam. Now, by 1910, it was already popularized. So it went from never existence, and in 10 years, boom, that's it. It's already there. Now it's a part of day to day life, right? Okay, so we can finish with that. Just to have the music going. Okay. Now, let me check the markets real quick because the markets are no good. Markets are no good. I think it's going to be uh, probably 72 hours, you know, minimum 72 hours. Let's check commodities. We have gold, 2,407.79 at time of recording, 0.84, 0.62, 0.70, 0.73, 0.76, 0.83, 0.82, 0.83, 0.83. Okay, silver, $27.23. Platinum, $913.40. Palladium, 846.29. Copper 3M, 9,055.50 in the green, 0.03%. Not interested in nothing else. Indices look good. Let's go currencies. All right, here we go. Top coins. Bitcoin, 53,612.230, 0.840, 0.816, 0.645, 0.781, 0.551, 0.867, 984, 984, 984 is the number. Okay. Ethereum, 2,412.8687. Bitcoin Cash, 304.94,721. Dogecoin, 0.094130. Litecoin, 55.61, 619,456. Solana, 129.46,001 of a penny. Polygon, 0.38, 382,000. XRP, Ripple, 481,788. Cosmos, 4.633400. Tron, 0.121100. Toncoin, 5.302 thousand. Avalanche, 19.459,999. Binance Coin, 459.31,100 of a penny. Polkadot, 4.131, 131,000 of a penny. Uniswap, $5, 312,000 of a penny. Cardano, 0.311,000 of a penny. Chainlink, $9, 361,000 of a penny. Shiba Inu, 0.00013. Immutable, new coin, $1, 4 cents, 6,000th of a penny. Internet C, $7, 34 thousandths of a penny. Unbelievable. Okay, that was intense. 30-year bond, United States, $125, 7,188th of a penny. Dinamark Euribor 6M, 3.553. That's a buy in my book. That's a good deal. I'll put it against the 30-year bond. All right. Invest at your own risk. Not here to provide any financial advice. Okay. Crypto got his own thing. All right, let's go. Oh shit. I'm not even gonna talk about that. Wow. Google. Google. Google violated U.S. Antitrust Act. Judge finds. United States District of Columbia District Court Judge Amit Mehta determined on Monday that Alphabet Incorporated, Google, violated the country's Sherman Antitrust Act. In the court documents, Meta stated that Google violated Section 2 of the Act by maintaining its monopoly in two product markets in the United States: general search services and general text advertising through its exclusive distribution agreements. The power's coming back, baby. After the decision was revealed, Alphabet shares declined by more than 4%. Alphabet A in the red, 4.44% at 159.28. You're gonna have to clean up that mess. Now let's go to let's go to Google News real quick. Give me one quick second. Download Google News on the Google Play Store. Google News. Google News, and I gotta download Dominican newspapers because I gotta do the Spanish news too. So gotta do complete content. Okay. Okay, download that. So we'll give it a second, take a little break. It's good to take breaks. Give me one quick second. We'll be right back. One quick second. Everybody can stay on this live, stay on this Zoom. But I have to do this product test too. Hmm. Now I know how I'm gonna market the soda. I'm gonna have other drinks too. I'm gonna have healthy stuff too, but the soda is part of one of the strategies. All right. So, mm, let me see where the heck this. Uh oh. Okay, we got to plug in. So we'll be back with the Dominican news, and we'll be back with the technology download. Peace out.